doing it. You supposed to be happy you sitting there with Kid L. Why you mad?
The Kid L Podcast.
One, rocking and rolling. You guys got me a shirt.
Yeah, for sure, man. We got the
Bluucheeze,
Dirty
man,
Diamond
what's
joint, man.
happening? Look, how'd you know this was gonna look so fire on you, boy?
I mean, I don't know. My dog picked it out for you, though. You know what I mean? But
I
that's the
never
brand.
wear lime green. This is like the first time I've ever worn lime green my whole life.
Oh yeah, but
see
shit,
what
that good on you, man. You making it look good. You making the Dirty Diamond brand stand out, man, with the gold chain over the gold crown, man.
See what's happening out here.
You know?
Man, we got a lot to cover today, but you know, I want to start off with Daisy O from you. Tell everybody where you're from.
I'm from the west side of Detroit. Grew up on Joy Road, Livernois area. Mixed in with Highland Park. I'm from both sides, you know what I mean?
How long did you spend in Highland Park?
I stayed over there for like 10 years.
Goddamn.
That was my childhood years. From like back in like 90 something, you know what I mean? And then we moved back to Joy Road.
Yeah, my boy Baby Tay's from Highland Park. He has a public housing clothing brand.
Baby Tay.
Baby Tay?
I might have known.
You heard of public housing?
Do I know him? I don't know. I might have. I don't know, man.
They say Highland Park is like the heart of Detroit.
It is.
They try not to separate it too much. Like, it's still a part of everything, right?
It still is. It's a part of Detroit. It's like they got different swag over there, though. You know, every hood got their own little different swag, right? Highland Park want to be considered separate from Detroit because they do got their own little way of doing things up in there, but it's still all the same, man. We from the same place, man. You turn the corner the wrong way, you in another hood, you in another city, you know what I mean? So,
sure. Wow, was life like a smooth sailing for you growing up in Highland and Detroit?
Actually, yay, but day. I mean, we grew up in some hard times, and that was crack era, you know what I'm saying? So, that was like the trenches. It was the trenches back then, I mean, you know? So.
Damn. So it was, you were witnessing like a lot of stuff around certain environments that were like kind of like more, not the norm, obviously, when you talk about compared to like the suburbs or anything like that, obviously.
Oh yeah, it's totally different, man.
Yeah.
Survival of the fittest out there, man. You know what I mean? It's crazy. But, you know, I guess it is what it is when you like growing up in it, you don't really see that you in it until you step out of it and look at it, you know what I mean? But
yeah, looking
back at it, it was really like more of a survival thing, like I say, for sure. Because in those times, like I say, I grew up around a crack era when mamas and daddies was out here smoking, and you gotta find them. You know what I mean? So you was really fitted for yourself out here for real.
Was music the first thing that you got yourself affiliated with at a young age, or were you more in like the streets, or like what were you up to in the beginning?
Streets first. I was in the streets first, but music always been a part of my soul. You know what I mean? It's been a part of my life, so. I always found peace in like going to that little space and creating music, you know what I mean? So,
well, do you remember your first time in the studio?
Oh, my first time in the studio was a while ago.
You know was it any producer that's prominent right now or anybody?
Actually, at the time, it was a dude I know named Cav, a white guy. He was in his basement, but he was dope. He was working with a lot of guys throughout the city. He worked with the street lords and stuff like that. So
cool.
He had a little name.
What year are we talking about roughly, where you started?
This was like 2013.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So it's not too crazy far back.
Yeah, not that far back, but it's about around that time, you know.
What was it like when you were first getting into music in the Detroit scene? Did you find it was like easy to maneuver in the beginning, or was it more difficult?
Actually, when it first started popping off, like the scene been popping, but you know, like when it started going in a time that, you know, everybody was out here creating names, we had like Team Eastside, Doughboys, everybody was doing their thing around that time, you know what I'm saying? Peas and Babyface, them, they had the streets, and everybody was like starting to create music out here. I was doing my thing in a different little way, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't a part of the sound at the time because I wasn't really too hip to the sound at the time like that. I was so caught up into like listening to old school beats and stuff like that and still being able to make my way on them, you know what I'm saying? Or different type of styles of beats, but I feel I got taken off the streets. So that's what kind of like stopped me in my path. You feel me?
Yeah, while you were having motion, that's when, unfortunately, you know, you had to go away.
Yeah, but when I had to go do some time.
How long did you go away for?
7 years. Ooh, boy.
What year did you go away?
2014.
God damn. Is it okay for you to talk about the circumstances, or do you not really want to touch
I
on?
I don't want to get into that.
All right, for sure.
It is what it is. But
7 years.
anybody know me? No, I'm a solid dude, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't want to speak on it like try to put extra on me and make myself seem like I'm something I'm not or whatever. But anybody know me. So,
sure. When you were inside, what kind of did you take anything from being inside? Was there anything that helped like structure you, or was it more of just like totally negative experience in life?
it was the best positive experience I could ever went through at the time. It might seem like, I guess people be like, who haven't been to the joint, they got this stigma of what they think about the joint, which I had that same, I had them same thoughts running through my head. But, you know, when you get in there, it's like really being in the streets, you know, but there's no women, that's it. You got to maneuver through this shit like you maneuver through the streets, you know what I'm saying? But I feel that I wasn't in there for the prison politics. I was in there to get myself together for real. I felt like, damn, I'm letting myself in here. I need to get back up out of here. I was working on my appeal, but once my appeal got shot down, I felt like, you know, I had 5 years left. When my appeal got shot down, I was like 2 years into my bid. So I ended up coming back after I, you know, found out I wasn't getting no love. And I just started working on myself, my spirit and my mind.
Did you start reading, or like how were you getting involved mentally and spiritually?
I actually was like picking up self-help books. I had to get a GED here and everything, you know. Like, I ain't gonna lie, when being in the streets, I was just a street dude. Really didn't know much. So I had to go to the joint and really like find myself. You feel me?
You remember what books you read?
Oh boy. I read, it was a book called Mind is Master by James Allen.
I heard a lot of people,
thick book.
A lot of successful people read that book.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's a good book to read. You know what I mean? If you try to find yourself, help yourself and your spirit, it's a book in there called As a Man Thinketh, though. That's what really like helped me to zoom in and like start focusing, paying attention to things, and like trying to clean myself up more. You know. But I read his whole book. But that was just one of them. It was a book called Seat of the Soul. I read that book. That was a good book. Mind is Master by
Isn't it crazy?
Robert Greene.
It feels like this newer generation is fading away from books, but they're super essential to like helping build inner awareness, right?
I think that like the times right now, we in social media times, so a lot of the information we picking up is off of social media for real. You know what I mean? And to strain your brain on the book is like really, to keep it honest, a lot of people know this. You read the Bible, you go through it, you get to the next chapter, you forgot everything you'd have read.
Man.
You feel me? So I think like we learn different in these times. You know, we willing to learn a certain way, but not going through that type of way. But you do. I mean, I would suggest you read if you could, you know what I mean? But if not, then just listen to some shit that's feed your soul, you know what I mean?
What was your first day out like?
Oh, man. First day out was like entering to the X factor, the unknown, you feel me? Not knowing like what was going to happen for me, because I ain't going to lie, my platform, you know, my background was straight where I had a place to stay and I had a little foundation to build off of, but it wasn't what I thought it would be. So I had to get out here and, you know, put my foot on the ground and get back to, you know, doing my thing and picking up the shards of my life for real, you know.
How long did it take before you found some type of balance where it's like, all right, I feel better than where I was before I got here?
Probably like a year.
It took a year?
Yeah, about a year.
Damn, so 7 years away, and it took like a year to gain balance, basically.
Oh yeah, they say society deemed that doing 7 years, you come back out here, if you take the steps that this society got set up for you, is supposed to take 7 years for you to get back to where you come from, right?
Yeah.
But I got good people in my corner, like my dog, Chance the Don. Shout out to him, I Am King. You know, good brotherhood to like keep you focused and keep you like remembering like where you come from and where you headed and how good you got it when you think you got it bad. You know what I'm saying? Because I did just come from laying on a nigga bunk. You know what I'm saying? I could have been sleeping on this bunk, but I'm out here free and I'm driving my own car. Got my own little shit going on. I got a job. You know what I mean? I got food in the fridge. I got a roof. And I'm still complaining like, damn, I need some more clothes. I need some more shoes. But like, man, that should have come in due time.
Yo, it's your boy Kid L. If you're an artist, entertainer, or have a brand that needs more motion, then check out the Artist X strategy. You can receive one-on-one coaching with real entertainment and business moguls. They'll help you navigate through the hurricane of the entertainment industry. You can also receive music and social media analysis. Through algorithm checks, we can help you identify and fix your weaknesses. Networking opportunities are also available. Message Kid L Video on Instagram for more info.
Yeah, man.
Especially because, you know, being able to spend that time away, and it's like you're limited to everything in life. You have nothing to do basically except for the same patterns over and over again every day. And then it's like you get back to the world, which is unlimited and which you can access and do. But also like the stigma of getting hired from a corporation or everything because they have a hard time hiring people that have been previously convicted of anything. But you had somebody kind of maybe like a mentorship or some type of help at least to formulate everything.
Actually, Yabba Day. I feel like coming out here, I did have like certain people who was able to get me to certain places that I need to be. As far as a job, I had a homeboy got me right to a job. I was like 2 weeks out the joint, had a job, paying like $18 an hour. But I felt like coming from jail to confine yourself to a job is cool, right? It's fine, but not for me. You feel me? Not for me. So I was like, I worked the job for a minute and I was looking for alternatives that I can still do things legitimately without me having to go out here and risk my freedom and still be able to like make something happen without me being confined to a place where I feel like it's no different from the place I just came from.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
What was the first step back into music when you came out?
Well, I came out probably like 2 days later. I was in the studio, made some music, dropped a few songs, but I really wasn't in the vibe of it at the moment because I was really like in my mind too much. Really like, damn, I need to be here. I need this, I need that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I didn't come home and find a comfortable space to do music at the time, so I was forcing it out of me. You know what I'm saying?
You couldn't find like an engineer that you were fucking with?
Oh my goodness, the engineers out here. The engineers, man. No disrespect to nobody, because everybody got, you know, they doing their thing and everybody got a way of doing their thing.
You're telling me, bro.
You know, but
I play so much because I'm in a band. We play so much for, like, now we got a good engineer, but it took 15 trials before we found the right guy. All that money, all that time. I'm like, what is happening, bro? Why is it so hard to hit the record button and just mix the shit properly? Like, what's going on?
Nah, because everybody, like, not everybody, but a lot of the guys out here, you really have to sift through these people out here. You know what I'm saying? It's like strolling. You got to sift through this shit, you know, but it's a lot of engineers out here who done did their thing with popular names in the city, so they feel that since they done that with them, that makes them great. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, like, you have to learn how to work with everybody in a certain way. You can't just give everybody the same mix and master, and if this person got more money or more name or you're going to work harder for him, you got to treat everybody the same. You feel me? Yeah. I haven't found nobody out here until maybe a couple months ago. Shout out to my dog, Cavell, man. You know, he dope with the engineer. He dope with the music, with the recording. He dope with the camera. He multi-talented, and that's like by far one of the only people that I met out here who don't work as if he's like better than you. But he got connections. He got a good name. He got good people in his corner. He could be bragging, but he not. And I like him because he humble. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope, man.
So, and he dope with the engineering for sure.
What was the first singles that you were releasing where you were seeing an audience response?
The first single? Oh, I just recently released that song, Nazia's her name. Yeah. Speaking about Nazia Harris. Yep. The little baby that came up missing and went through that little tragic situation. At the time, I wasn't really even writing. Like, I wasn't in the mood to do music for real, for real. That's just keeping it out. I always got to go back to why I made this song because I don't want to take full credit for it. You know what I'm saying? So, my dog, Chance the Don, called me one day. We on the road, he on the road. He drive trucks, and I'm out here moving around on the road too, right? So, he like, bro, I'm about to send you this beat, bro. You need to write this song. I'm like, what? He like, man, you need to talk about that little girl, bro. You know what I mean? So I'm like, who? He like Nazia Harris. I'm like, oh yeah, I heard about the little girl. Yada, yada, yada. You know what I mean? So I was like, forget it. I'm up to doing it. Forget it. Send me the beat. He sent me the beat. It was that beat that I put it to. But in order for me to write that song, I had to really do some research. You know what I'm saying? So I had to sit for a couple of days or a day or so and read through her case and sift through her case. And it was like, as I read through it, it got real personal because I usually mind my business and let the outside world be the outside world. And I know there's a lot of tragic situations that's happening out here in the world.
Yeah.
But like I feel that in my heart of hearts, if I take on if I let that get into my personal space, that it'll affect me in a certain way. Now I'm around here thinking about somebody that I don't know, and my heart and my feelings is involved.
Yeah.
So I usually stay away from certain things, but I always had an affinity for speaking up for the voiceless and the youth. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So like I say, I read her case, and as it got through it, it got personal. I started feeling some type of way because the little baby was a little girl first and foremost, but her birthday was the same day as my daughter's birthday. So I was like, damn, and that made me think deep, like, damn, somebody will do this shit to my daughter too, you know? So I'm like, that woke me up to feel like, damn, man, it's a beast out here. It's a predator out here on the loose. You know what I'm saying?
Can you break down her situation to the best of your ability when you were interpreting it?
What you mean by that?
Like when you constructed the song, you said you had to do a lot of research, right?
Right.
Can you give people like what your perspective of everything was from A to Z?
My perspective on it was like, I read through the case and seen how the whole situation was going down in her household. It started at home.
Yep.
You know, I'm exempt, like, you know, her mother is like, I'm pretty sure everybody that heard and know about her mother's situation. I don't even want to speak on her because I don't know her like that. But I'm pretty sure for her to give her up, she probably wasn't fit to take care of that little girl. So she give it to somebody which is her mother, who she think can at least, you know, fill that shoe and try to keep her protected to do what they could do for her. But she put her in the wrong hands.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She put them in the wrong hands, and no disrespect to none of them people because I don't know them, but this is just what life is. This is the story that's playing out. You know what I'm saying? But she went through that situation with going from her mama to her grandma. Her grandma is like, you know, letting her be there with this predator dude, with her daughter's dude with kids and all that extra shit. You know what I mean? So, and knowing that, like, they was allowing a little girl, like, I'm going to tell you what my problem was. I would never let my little girl be around no dudes at no place, or no hard labor stuff like a car shop type shit, cleaning it up. That's a little girl. That's a little boy job. That's stuff I used to do when I was a kid, going up and cleaning up barbershops and shit like that, you know?
Yeah.
So that's a telltale sign. But
there's been people who come on here that talk about kind of being fostering and being put in those positions, and it's like more often than we think it's happening. Yeah,
but it's like, it's the adults' problem. It's the adults' fault. You know what I'm saying? That's their fault.
Yeah.
Because, like, you got the authority and the supervision over these children. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So your main thing is to, like protect them in whatever way you can. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm pretty sure we all know cousins, brothers, friends, neighbors, anybody up the street, whatever. We know predators when we see them. We know them telltale signs, but you can't exempt that because I know that this universe don't, like, allow something to happen without it giving you a sign first.
Yes.
You know, so if that happened, then I'm pretty sure that y'all got telltale signs before that and y'all still allowed that. That was sloppy.
It's everybody's responsibility is what you're saying.
Everybody's responsibility.
Yeah.
It's to take a village to raise a child for real, for real.
Yes.
And they need to be getting groomed by the right people. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
We in the trenches out here, so we got different people with masks on, and we don't know who is who and how they gonna be. So you gotta be overprotective. Extra overprotective in these times. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
The minds and the spirits of these people is going wild nowadays. So you don't know who is who. So you got to treat everybody like that.
Yes.
I don't know who is who. Even my dad, even my cousin, my brother, my mom, my sister. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a two-way street. It's not just little girls who getting their lives changed. It's little boys out here getting their lives changed as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we have to take, you know, and double down on security with the babies in these times.
Absolutely.
Serious.
When you get hit up about the idea and concept of the song, how fast was it before you got in the studio and was like, okay, let me put this on wax?
What was it, about like a week?
So
about a week.
So after about a week, it's like, all right, let's actually put this together now. Let's make this happen.
I had to make it right. It was a few little things I had to like adjust. I wrote it, recorded it, everything, and then listened to it. Somebody caught something that I didn't catch, which is my homeboy girl. You know what I mean? My dog Chance, the girl caught certain things that like I had to go back and critique the song so I can make sure I'm on cue with everything. You know what I'm saying?
What was the process like in the studio as far as vibes and how you kept your energy Well, actually, tragic situation.
I went back to my dog Cav, man, to record that, and we was in his basement. He still got his own little studio set up in his basement, but he good with like engineering real good. So I felt like I needed to take it to somebody who got a good ear, that I can make it sound right. And you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I don't need that 1-2 clap mix on it. You know what I'm saying? So let me go ahead and take it to him, and he definitely did what he did and took his time on it and made it right for me, where I feel comfortable enough to put it out.
Did it get emotional when you were in the studio? Because like you said, you could relate to your daughter and everything like that, and you're like speaking these words.
Nah, I didn't get emotional in the studio. I got emotional while writing it. I was like damn near in tears like every other 4 or 5 bars. I'm like, damn, this shit hurt. Like, that's how I knew, like, when people felt that, they felt it because I probably put my soul into it too, my heart into it too, for real, because I felt that little girl pain. You know what I mean?
When you first released the song, what was the initial response like from people you knew, and as far as people that were newcomers to your artistry?
Actually, man, I dropped that song and I put it out right, and somehow it landed in Detroit Got Talent, and shout out to them because they definitely made it a way for me to be able to get the recognition that I was getting off of it.
Sick.
It's like I uploaded it, like the next day I woke up and I'm like, damn, I'm thinking my phone broke. I'm thinking the gram broke. The gram going crazy over here. I done got like 3,000-4,000 followers. Like I'm like, man, this shit ain't right. People like messaging me like from everywhere. So I was like, yeah, that was good looking. And it was like, you know, without them, it probably wouldn't even took off like that, because it got like probably like 1 million and something views off his page. So
it went crazy.
Yeah, it went crazy.
It was one of the most viral songs that's released in a while. To hit over 1 million.
Yeah.
And it's like you said, you weren't like pushing music too crazy. It's not like you were like,
it was because I believe it's just the truth of these times, man. You know, music right now, to me, in my opinion, is like, it's just watered down. No disrespect to who making their art, but it's still watered down. We got to have like at least somebody to be able to come out here and speak about what's going on for real. Yeah. It's cool to have the money. Even if I had 1 million, 200 million, I still talk about the struggle, because that's just what it is. Like, I come from this shit, and I still got like affinity for the people that's in there. My love for that, for the people that's in still in the trenches and everything, it run deep no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Because I come from that. And I feel bad for the people that's going through it and have to lose their babies and sacrifice their babies for the world to wake up. Yes. But if that's what the universe, you know, gonna do, then let it, so shall it be. But it should come to a time where you peep it and you watch it and you understand it, like, all right, now it's time for us to tighten up. It should be like how they did with the COVID shutdown. You know what I mean? The streets supposed to be silenced once this shit happened to these little babies out here.
Well, yeah, you can see organizations like New Era and Zeke really pushing on things like
shout out to the New Era, man. I definitely love the movement. I love what they doing. I love how they going out here, like, you know, addressing these issues out here and stepping up like real men is out here, like the real men. I respect the game, you know what I mean? Yeah. And we need more. We need more people like that that's willing to step up to the plate. Put your pride, your ego, and that fake shit aside, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we allowing this shit, because I'm pretty sure for this shit to be happening to these little babies out here, somebody know the niggas who doing it.
Yes.
And y'all just let that nigga slide right by you. I don't give a fuck. I mean, if I'm not gonna snitch, I'm not gonna snitch on you type shit, but we gonna address your ass and get you together. If
it's like so hard for people because it's like, oh shit, that's my uncle. My uncle's doing
your uncle ass, my uncle ass, if he was out here praying like on kids like that, his ass would have to feel that pain.
For sure, yeah.
You'll have to feel that wrath, bro, because it's like, you know, you done had your chance and you done lived your life. You don't fucking prey on the innocent, like, small people on the planet Earth, man. Leave these little people alone, man.
Yes.
So pick on somebody your own size.
When it comes to you developing the song and it coming from a genuine, compassionate, empathetic place, but it's finding a lot of viral success, what was the first opportunities that started opening up for you after the song?
Well, I want to give a special shout out to Toot. Toot Reacts, man. This lady, she from Detroit. She been through the trenches, and she moved to Atlanta. And, you know, she heard that song, and she was already like following Naziah Harris cases. I mean, the Naziah Harris case, she was already following it, right? So she heard the song, and she liked the song so much that she did a live streaming on it. And when she did that live stream, she helped me out a lot too. Just as much as Detroit Got Talent. She sent a lot of people my way, you know what I'm saying? So they reached out to me in my home and was like, we like what you doing, and we want to see how could we come together and see if we can, put an event together to spread awareness for these babies. You know what I'm saying? Not just for Desire Harris, but for her. Yes. Mainly for her, but to also spread awareness out here. And I liked it that. And she came down here recently and did an event and let me come in there and perform. She set the stage up. She set everything up where I could just come in here and do my thing. Yeah. Which was beautiful for me. You know what I mean?
How was the turnout? Did a lot of people show up?
Yeah, a lot of people showed up. Yep, they showed up. They showed up and showed out and show love.
That's dope.
Simple. You know what I mean?
You'd hope so.
Shout out to Toot, man.
Because when it comes to situations that really matter in community, like support and stuff like that, you always get scared. Like, are people going to pull up? Like, are people going to show their faces?
Yeah, but I think when you a pure person, man, you a real person, people gonna mess with you, bro. You would think people won't. Like I think in my mind, like, ain't nobody coming, ain't nobody this, woo, woo. But then not understanding, like, people see me as the person that, who I really am sometimes. So they attract to that. And when you a good person, things happen good for you. So Girly a good person and got a good spirit. So when she sent her message out to telling people to be there, people was coming from Georgia, New York, Chicago, Mississippi. They was coming from everywhere, Atlanta, all that, to come down here in one spot to represent awareness and shed light on these little girl cases. You know what I'm saying? And make sure, because she said, she had to make sure that she got down here, because Desire Harris never had a celebration. So she made it her business to get that little baby a celebration and took her time to come all the way down here and do that for her. So that let me know that she a true soldier out here. You feel me?
Incredible.
And that our peoples, no matter what, they might be here, there, and everywhere, but when you send your word out, they coming. Simple.
Incredible, man.
Simple.
Now, as far as the continuity of your artistry from this point, because you had a super viral, genuine moment, are you looking at everything differently now? Like, okay, now I can actually structure things and then I can actually like push this, or was this the thing for you where it's like...
I feel that since the universe allowed me to do that song and that's what I got recognition for, that I feel like then it's probably time for me to start, getting serious and being able to voice certain things that certain people might feel that they might want to hear or whatever. Because I've been an artist like that to put real music together. You know what I'm saying? I got my play music where I have fun, turn up, whatever, however. But my whole theme of music is basically like pain and real stuff that's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like it was a great opportunity for me to start taking myself serious.
If you see people connecting with your message, it's motivating to know that people are down to be supportive and care about things. So it's like now you can take it more seriously because you know that there's going to be help. It's not just going to be you doing it with no response.
Oh man, there's good people in the world, man.
Yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
The world, I think how the system is set up now, they just put a spotlight on what's negative out here and make it seem like we all in hell for real right now. But it's good people in the world that, like, that's gonna help you push regardless of what. You know what I'm saying?
That's how the news was made. The news was literally like straight up throwing violence in your face all the time, throwing tragedy, throwing crises, throwing these crazy moments. And then social media took it and was like, let's do the same exact shit that they're doing. Right. And then, they throw some good moments here from time to time.
Yeah, it's just the algorithm, man. Just go refresh your feed, man.
You're right.
Refresh your feed, man.
Everybody needs to refresh the feed.
Refresh your feed, man. Because it's a lot of good shit out here in the world, too, man. There's good people and good places on the planet Earth. They just don't show us that shit. You just got to go out here, man, and get outside your comfort zone and get away from the shit that we call home all the time. You feel me?
I'm tired of my feed. It's all women in bikinis and shit. What is this bullshit?
Hey, shit. Sometimes I'd rather see that than the motherfucker get his head blown off all day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Simple.
Yeah. Rappers, like, you'll see just because I follow a lot of rapper pages, and it's just like you see this constant violence and you're like, God damn, son, I kind of didn't need to see that today, bro.
I mean I understand. You know what I mean? People gonna evolve, I feel, eventually. I just look at it like, people just projecting what they see and what they know. You know what I mean? Your mind ain't no different from a phone. You just absorbing whatever you can, your knowledge, whatever. But if all you see is the streets and shit like that, then that's what's gonna come out you.
Yes.
So these boys is real street dudes. You know what I mean? And ain't nothing wrong with that. Shout out to them.
It's like the thing that I think people don't realize is we're just being sucked in by some type of entertainment value, and peace is more important than viral entertainment that's tragic to watch at the same time. It's like, I'd rather live peacefully than being like, oh, I need to pull up my phone to watch some crazy ass shit happen right now.
Yeah, I'm in The Power of Now. That's another book I read. It's a book called Power of Now, man. They help you to get yourself back to reality, in my opinion, because I done caught myself falling into a rut at times my damn self, so I can't really speak on other people who do it, you know what I mean? But I look for alternatives to pull me out of certain things before I go too deep down in it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to binge on social media too long. I'm not about to be out here binging on stuff that's frivolous for too long. You know what I'm saying? And if I catch myself thinking on some negative thoughts for too long, I'm going to stop and look out the window like, oh, that's a nice-ass house.
Right.
That's a nice little building there. Just clear my mind.
Before you told us about writing the song, you said that you weren't getting yourself involved in too many things, that if it wasn't something that you could add to or be a part of, you didn't want to like get involved in it, right? Like being empathetic for certain situations or understand and get deep with situations because it's out of touch. But after her situation, did you start looking at it like, no, I do need to start being involved even if it has nothing to do with me?
Yeah, because I feel that's what some people want to hear from certain artists. Like everybody gonna have different fan bases if you come in with, a lane of music and you doing the style of music, right? I feel like majority of the people that followed my page or came to look at my music or listen to my music is because of that type of music.
Yes.
That little girl's song, is what really brought people to me and brought people together for real. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, I do not want to be the type of person that just try to in fact, I'm not the type of person that's just going to be out here looking to just try to hop on something just because I think that's what, it's got to make me feel some way.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of tragic stories and I hear a lot of people like, you should say this, you should rap about this, but I feel like it's got to touch me in that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But I don't know.
That's what makes it authentic though, because there's people who try to capitalize off tragedy.
Right, for
and
sure.
it's like, I'm not trying to capitalize off that.
Like I'm definitely not trying to capitalize off people's tragedies. That's one thing, you know what I mean? So I feel like if it hit my heart, I'll make the music, you know what I mean? I might not go too deep into detail like I did with that little girl's case because that took a lot out of me. I had to sit and really put my thoughts, my heart, my soul. I had to line everything up to do that. So, and that really made me feel like something in my heart, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I don't want to keep crying writing songs. You know what I'm saying?
That would take a lot out of a motherfucker to do that for that long.
But I also, like I say, though, man, it was music that I was doing before I got locked up, and I was talking about the stuff that was going on in those times.
Did people go check out the older music when they heard that song? Or
yeah, a lot of people did go check out some people went to go check it out, but it's still, it's still there for people to check it out. So cool. I had a song called Problem Child that I was talking about Aiyana Jones at the time. You know what I mean? When the police came in there and did what they did to that little baby. That hurt my soul at the time too. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I was more young and vibrant and really in the streets, man. Like people around me didn't even know I had that in me. They were like, damn, what the? They know me from doing all type of little street music and being on the hood stuff. So when I touched on those topics around that time, people was like, oh yeah, they liked it. That a lot of people still talk about that song to this day. So I feel like it's probably been my duty to stay on that type of topic.
Yeah, when I was looking up your video, I seen that in comparison to the next plays, I seen Skilla Baby's Trayvon was next to yours. So I was like, okay, I can see that. I can see how that relates. Even though his name's Trayvon, right? But I think there is, it was metaphorically for Trayvon Martin's case at the same time, simultaneously. So it was like a cause behind the music type thing.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I spoke with Trayvon Martin in that song, too.
Really?
Trayvon Martin. I took an old Meek Mill, he was talking about his homeboy Lil Snoop on the beat. I took that beat, we did it, and put what I felt in my heart and my soul at that time. And there was a lot of stuff going on. This shit been going on, but it's starting to seem like it's happening a little bit too often now.
It's crazy.
It's too crazy. But I want to know, is it been happening and we just now got cameras to capture everything? You know what I'm saying?
That's what they say.
You know what I mean? I don't know, but
here's the thing about it, right? They say that a lot of the reason we're seeing way more crime is because there's more cameras, but we're also seeing that the U.S. is at the highest rate of using the antidepressants, anti-anxiety medication, and certain types of psychological effective medication. So it's like, is there a psychological imbalance that's causing more crimes or more travesties? Is it a combination? It's probably a combination of both things happening at the same time. Because people are freaking out, man. Like, you just look at it.
Yeah, it's crazy out here. I can say it's definitely crazy out here, and I can't say exactly why, but it seems to me ever since COVID, a lot of people been like, you know, chemically off balance.
Tripping.
You know what I mean?
School shootings are crazy. Bro, you know what's crazy about school shootings? Remember, like, when we were younger, Columbine was like the craziest thing.
Right.
Yeah, Columbine was like, all right, that's it. Well, this is the craziest shit that's ever happened. We'll talk about this for the next 6 years. 20 documentaries drop out. Fucking Bowling for Columbine comes out, that movie. It's like, oh shit, we're all talking about it. But now it's like school shooting happens like every other day, and it's like, all right, bet.
Right. Now
and people are laughing about it in the comments nowadays.
That's crazy. That's crazy because, I mean, I guess it's like people is numb to it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's being forced in your face so much where it's like starting to become the normal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like these times is just getting darker and darker, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I think that, you know, a lot of the social media has helped propagate this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Facts, bro. You get scared for the airplanes too, because you're noticing, like, we're seeing that trend now. It's like airplanes are crashing every second. It's like, are we gonna start getting used to that too? Is that gonna be like the next thing where it's like, all right,
bet. I hope not.
Bro, I'll never get on a small jet or a helicopter in my life. I don't care unless it's a Navy SEAL with 30 years of experience flying, I probably still won't get it in that bitch.
Right, for sure.
Small plane?
I don't know, man. I doubt if I can get on a plane right now these times. I'll probably be driving and taking trains for where I need to be now. I'm scared to hop on a plane. I will, but I'm scared to hop on it right now, man. I already I'm afraid of heights, so I don't want to be up in there scared and thinking like, you know what, it's like a 40-60 chance now that I can die. You know what I mean?
So you're not going to Cedar Point and shit like that? Huh? You don't go to Cedar Point and like roller coasters?
Oh no, I don't do the roller coasters. No, sir. My son do it, man. I allow him.
That sucks, man. So you're missing out on a lot of adrenaline rushing things.
Yeah, I allow him to go ahead and get his little fun off, but I don't know, man. Like roller coasters, I did that when I was young, and it wasn't for me. So I can only imagine if I had grown this far and still haven't faced that fear. Now I'm like, all right, I can face this fear. I can, but I chose not to.
Bro, when you're going up on a roller coaster, all you're thinking is like, I'm never doing this again. Why did I do this? Like,
what was that?
Oh
man, what? Being on a roller coaster, you like, man, oh snap, that clicking, every click, click. You like, oh snaps, and then it get to that little stop and you just drop down. Like, oh yeah, that's crazy.
And some social media page just released a video of this woman flying out of a roller coaster.
Oh yeah, that's the type of stuff that's the type of stuff that scare a person like me. Like, I'm straight on that shit.
I'm like, I'm done with it. Yeah. Man, is there anything we can promote? Is there anything coming up people can look forward to?
Man. Shout out to my dog Tough Love for this fit right here, man. That's my dog. He got his brand going on at Twin Money. These create the brand on the shoes.
You need the socks with it.
You definitely need the Tough Love socks to go with it. Yeah. You definitely need those. Keep the socks, man, going, man.
You have to.
The socks is popping for real.
If you get this fit, you got to get the socks with it.
You got to get the socks with it.
Cannot
man.
do
He got a lot of different colors too, man. Y'all should go check him out, man. Show him some love. You know what I mean?
I fuck with it.
And I got these create the brand shoes on right here. This a dude from the shop, man. He got a dog ass brand, and he's showing love, man. He from the culture, bro. So
that's dope, man.
Tap in with him. I got a project coming up called Dirty Osama. I'm trying to bring the city out for this joint right here. It's gonna be a turn up vibe for the summertime. It's gonna be lit as hell, man. I'm hoping I can get some love and somebody to hear to come jump on the joint. I love my dog Vez sound. He with the Dirty Osama sound. So, but
is it dedicated to Dex?
No, it's more about It's more about streets. It's street stuff. You know what I mean?
Okay, cool.
Me coming out the joint, people who can vibe with it. When you hear it, it's gonna be a good vibe for folks when they hear it and check it out. But
for sure,
that's the next project.
When's that drop?
It's already out actually. We doing a video for it, so
for sure.
So you can go download the song now. But I'm pretty sure people listening to music with their eyes right now. So I'm about to drop a visual to it soon. You know what I mean? And hopefully I can get some support on it.
For sure. Yeah, it's dope, man. It's great to hear your story and how everything was so genuine and authentic, and that you have been doing this before a long time ago, where you're talking about causes, and it's just this happens to be the one that gains the most attention. Especially being from the city and HP, man. I know Mama Shoe's out there.
All right.
You know, being a part of the community and really locking it down and really making sure that things stay afloat as much as the possibility. And then in Detroit, you got New Era that's really making sure the infrastructure is solid as far as
right, for sure.
criminal activity or people wrongdoing in the city, but also providing resources and
right,
comfortability for people that don't have those things accessible to them.
Yes.
So on the music end, it's great that you're doing this because somebody needs to be the voice of speaking to the youth and the adults and everybody about these causes and keeping the awareness alive through music. Appreciate you doing this, man. Thank you for the merch.
I appreciate you too, man.
Shirt,
I appreciate you too, kid, bro.
Fucking, this is a heat ass shirt. Appreciate you guys. First time I ever wore lime green.
That's
in life.
Right. That's right. Go on, put the dirty diamond in, man.
Dirty diamond, man.
That's the dirty diamond, man. We the diamonds in the rough out here, so we try to discover all raw and rare talent out this bitch.
You guys see what I'm rocking?
You know what I mean?
You guys see what I'm rocking for the rest of the day?
Okay,
we're at Parallel Sound Studio, High Level Visual Shootings Productions. We're out. Peace. Fire.